Hello, welcome back to Power Notch by me, TriSpeed Endgame Content. Today, we are here talking about some very, very exciting things, and I'm definitely on the wrong screen. No, where is it? Okay. So, I actually think I have to go over it in a little bit because it is not currently on the website. But, Gung Ho North America literally just finished their stream. It is 7:51 p.m. and they didn't put the announcement up yet, but we have, let's see if I go over here, the Magic the Gathering collab coming to North America. And it's very exciting because, number one, it's interesting just because it's coming out in Japan next week as well. So we're getting it at the exact same time as Japan. No waiting around for things. The Japan the Japan, translations all just came out today on Reddit. So very super exciting. Unfortunately, it means we did dodge Persona, or Persona dodged us, which is a little bit sad. Also, sorry, I have a fan in the background. It's very hot in my room right now. I have a fan going. Hopefully it's not going like right in the microphone or something. So Persona unfortunately dodged us, which is sad because there are a number of things on there that are tiered in the sub and leader list, but that's okay. I think some of the things in here deserve to be tiered as well. So let's go over them. First things I wish I could show you, by the way, first things first, for this reaction video, if I say anything wrong during the video, it'll be in the top of the description box below. So if I say something sounds weird, go down there and check it out now, right when you see it, because hopefully I will probably have corrected myself by then. Second thing, I wish I could show you the event details, but they did confirm it'll be from next Monday until, I don't know what the duration, at least 1 week, 2 week, I don't know how long it'll be, maybe 2 weeks. I'm gonna guess 2 weeks. I think I also saw, is it a, what, you know what, let's look on Reddit. I think Reddit will show. I actually don't know if it's a 5-stone machine or a 10-stone machine. Oh, they have it on Facebook now. Okay, cool. We're gonna look at the actual event post, I guess, because now it's on Facebook, I guess. Did it go live like 1 second ago? Noob, this is fantastic. What? Why is it fantastic? That's not what I wanted. What the heck? Okay, so let's go find the real one. Any stream is live. I saw the actual Reddit post earlier today. Magic the Gathering, boom! Magic the Gathering collab starts 6:25. Actually, are we getting it before them? No, we're not. We're not getting it before them. I think it starts 6:25 for us too. So it looks like it runs for them for 2 weeks. So I'm gonna guess it runs for us for 2 weeks as well. I wonder if we can glean anything. I want to see how many stones it is. How many stones? So this announcement here was that it was a what do you call it? They have that pack where you can buy 1 stone and a free pull for $1. So that's cool. I need to know how many stones this is. It does not say. I'm gonna guess it's a 5. Oh god. How are you going to pull for this to get something? No ranker. So everyone gets 1 free pull and 1 magic stone. I thought it was a 10-stone machine, but I don't know. You know what? Let me see if I can figure out right now. First, before we do anything else, let me see how many stones it is. God, oh, put out the post. Put out the post. Put out the post. I must know. Okay. Puzzle Dragon, Reddit, Magic the Gathering. How many stones? It does not say. Does this post say? You know, I'm gonna guess it's a 5-stone machine because normally, just because it is one of those 5-star, it only has 5 and 6 stars, and so far all of those for us have been like Fullmetal Alchemist, Yu Yu Hakusho. They've all been 5-stone machines, which is good and bad. I was hoping it would be 10-stone just to make the pulling rates better. It might be something as low as 10% for the diamonds. But let's go over the cards first. Let's see. Do they say how many stones? Does anyone in here say how many stones it is? Okay, I don't see how many stones it is. So, might be a little bit hard to get some stuff. But I think I will be pulling because there's a few things in here that interest me. I might try like the pull till you get a diamond thing and see how that plays out for me. But let's go over some cards. So starting with the 5 stars, which is, you know what, this is boring. Why are we starting with the 5 stars? Let's start with the 6 stars, because that's what we're all here for. So we're gonna go from the bottom up. Here's the evolutions, boop-a-doop-doop, and some descend stuff. Okay, starting with the 6 star. First one is this guy named Karn. So let's take a look at his awakenings first. His name is Karn, and then I'll expand to look at his active skill. So Karn here, by the way, I don't know anything about Magic the Gathering, so please forgive me if I say someone's name wrong or don't know anything about them, because I don't know anything about them. Karn here is unbindable. He's looking to be a leader type monster just from his awakenings. He has 777 combos, wow, no follow-up attack unfortunately, but he's a light 777, so light has gained another good sub. Let's take a look at his active skill. Full HP recovery, change all orbs to light, heal, and jammers. So he looks to be a Jormungandr Uller style active. He will work well on the Yogg team and Ed team, anything like that. Although I think as a sub, let's talk about his leader skill, and then we'll talk about his inherent potential. So he'll work really well on Yogg and Ed teams who need the HP conditional, and they can both use that active skill as well. The jams are a little annoying, but like, it's fine. They can still activate off of that, is what I'm trying to say. Leader skill, 3x attack with 4 plus connected jammers matched, and 4x attack when 2 plus jammers. So he gets double shield, so he's very shieldy, although it's relatively unwieldy skill to activate. You have to get, first of all, you're going to get 7 combos to get your 777 going, but you're going to need at least 7 jammers to activate, a connected 4, and then a second combo of them. He also times 1 to 44 isn't the best, but if you have a lot of jammer stuff like Fenrir Vizius would work well on this team. Fenrir Vizius, if you want to use him as a leader, you can use that stuff. He's a jammer meta card. There we go. As an inherit, I think more useful on Yogg and Ed teams again. Compared to Jormungandr Ulu, who has the same board change as him, I feel like this guy is probably more generally useful. Jormungandr Ulu combines the board change with a true damage, so that's good for Predras, especially in A3, killing the Predras and then getting the hearts to be able to kill Zeus and Hera or Sonya Gran. But overall, it's a strong sub. You can always inherit over the active. It's a 11 turn, which is pretty short for a board change of that type, I think. That's with, I don't know. I'm not sure about the length. I might have to correct myself there for the length. Not going to make any comments on the length, but he's a strong sub. For me personally, I would not be that excited to get him. Number 1, because I don't have Yogg or Yusuke. Number 2, as a leader, I'm not really into jammer meta. And number 3, I personally find 777 to be overkill if it comes with no collateral benefit, like follow-up attack, guard break, void damage, pierce. I would try to prefer double 7s with an extra awakening, a different one than 777s. Right now. Maybe in the game later on there will be things that you need to hit this hard with. But if I got this guy, I'd be a little bit sad, especially because I also have a number of other 777s already. I don't have a light one, but he will not work on my Yusuke team, which is sad face. I'm going to keep refreshing until they show, if they ever show how many stones the machine is. Because they already put up the other stuff we talked about in the stream. I don't know why I haven't put this one up yet. Maybe they're preparing the announcement for tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's 5 stone though, which means sad-ish rates. So he's assist evolution. Let's talk about its assist evolution. So he gives 3 jammer or 3 poison resist and 2 light rolls. So he'd again be suited for light teams. He's similar in Rathian. He's similar to Rathian, the Rathian assist equip, which gives 3 poison resist. So if you're looking for poison resist equip, this is your guy. If you have only one, I probably would not assist equip him unless you really don't need 777s for anything, because he should be a pretty good sub as he is. I probably would you should just, next time Monstron rolls around, just roll a few times. You'll probably get a Rathian because it's one of the common rolls. It's a 5-star, and there's 5, 6, 7 in Monstron. So you'll probably get a Rathian, and wait, don't do this unless you really need it for something. Moving on, we have a card that is very interesting to people. Because of its unique leader skill, we have Nicol Bolas, who has no unbindability for his awakenings. He has 5 TPAs, which is a lot. I believe that's the same as Sheet, so he's pretty strong, and he has a pretty good amount of attack too. So Unfortunately, as a leader, he will not be unbindable, but maybe you can inherit something on top of him to make him unbindable with a weapon assist. I believe there's an Egyptian one that gives... I know there's at least 2 things now that confer unbindability, including, spoiler alert, this guy's assist equip confers unbindability for some reason, even though his base form is not unbindable. His active skill is a full shield, so 100% damage void, and a 2-turn haste. For 18 turns, a little bit long. You probably won't be able to inherit anything over him that in a meaningful way, but it's not the worst active. You can live things. I believe actually he used to be a 16-turn cooldown, and then they nerfed him or something, because I think if he was 16-turn cooldowns, if you had 6 of him, you could have infinite void defense forever. I think that's what I saw somewhere in Reddit anyways. Let's talk about the leader skill, because that's its most interesting thing. So, no Skyfall, 2.5 attacks and slight damage reduction when 5+ combos are matched, so combo based with a shield, and increased attack based on the number of orbs left over, up to max 12x attack starting from 8 leftover orbs. So he's kind of like a combo style leader with a Kaede style leader, where it's or a men style leader, where it's some amount of orbs left on the board. But it's different because it is a scaling multiplier for the orbs left. So normally, like with Kaede, it's like if you get like 6 left, 5, 4, 3, 2 left, like they're all the same multiplier. This guy you'll get the most left if you have probably 0 left, I'm assuming, if you completely clear the board. So he is pretty interesting. Multiplier wise, 12 times 2.5 is times 30, which is Anubis's max multiplier. So this guy can rival Anubis power, which is pretty big power. It's the 2nd highest power in the game, I believe, or maybe the 3rd highest. Yumisachi and Yamasachi is currently times 32, which is the highest. But it's interesting because it's a scaling blah 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 orbs left multiply, so it should be pretty fun to play as a leader. As a sub, he's okay. TPAs aren't really in. If I got him, I would use him as a leader probably, because he's kind of like, probably will play like a men, which is with like a, whoa, that's an interesting type of leader skill. He also has some damage scaling, so if you blob a bunch of things, you'll probably be able to damage control him pretty well, especially because he is also no Skyfall. So a relatively interesting leader. I wouldn't say like super easy to use, but it's an interesting leader skill, and he has a lot of damage potential, and he even gets his shield, so not the worst. As his assist evolution confers unbindability as well as attack and 2 dark orb enhancers, so he would work best on a dark team. This guy is probably the closest thing we have to a good dark leader right now, unless you count Shishio, but he's more for farming, so you could, but Shishio doesn't benefit from the unbindable part. If you had 2 of this guy, I would definitely assist him onto himself as a leader to prevent the leader part being bound, if you happen to get lucky and roll 2 of him. I think if I got one, I would use him as leader. Probably not as a sub, and maybe... I don't have anything that I'm desperate enough to need the unbindable badge for, or not badge, unbindable inherit assist weapon equip for. So I'd probably keep him as a leader. If I got 2, I would make 1 the assist and then put him on. He should also sub pretty well for himself as well. So moving on to the next 6-star, we have one that is highly anticipated, which is Joyra, who is a 6-star blue-red, and her awakenings are looking pretty good. We have North America's first 10 combo awakening, which, if you're unaware, gives you ×5 attack. So it is stronger multiplier-wise than double 7s, which give you ×4, because 2 times 2 is 4. This gives you ×5 for getting 10 combos. 10 combos is a lot, but she does give you a 7x6 leader skill. But let's talk about awakenings first. There's not much to talk about. Her most interesting aspect, she is unbindable, and she has 3 skill boosts. 2 fingers is nice for a combo-based leader, which she is. 3 skill boosts is a pretty good amount. It's nice to have a card that's useful for things besides skill boosts that also give you 3 skill boosts. Her active skill is a HP recovery and remove all bind and awoken skill binds. So we have ourselves an Odin Dragon active for what I believe is the same, it's the exact same active effect, I believe. 50%, right? And all awoken binds and a haste. I think it's the same thing. I'm pretty sure it's the same skill charge time too. So we have ourselves, before anything else, leader-wise, an assistable Odin Dragon, which is a full bind recovery. So if you are rich or you don't want to use her as a leader, you can use her as an assist. If you don't feel like using Odin Dragon, you can put her onto something else for, if you, I don't know what else you want. Odin Dragon's actually a pretty good sub, but she should be a stronger sub. You could use her in place of Odin Dragon if you need her on a blue or a red team. Possibilities are pretty good with her. She should be basically functioning as a slightly stronger Odin Dragon. Pretty cool. She also happens to be only balance type, so unfortunately a lot of the other teams, like for instance Green Sonya cannot use her, Yusuke cannot use her because she doesn't have light. I'm just saying what Odin Dragon is still good for. Yusuke can, not Yusuke, Edward can use her, Anubis can use her. So I think the two main ones that Odin Dragon that was used for that you cannot use her for, this girl Joyra for, is Green Sonya and Yusuke. Things you could use her for, which if I get her, she's my one that I really want to get, this girl. She's my first place, I want her, by the way, if I do roll, which I'm probably going to roll till I get a diamond. Look forward to that video. She is, I would use her on my, especially because we don't have Persona, I would use her on Trelo team, because that team is really lacking a UBBC, except we're going to get into a leader skill. You might not need to sub her. So she is a 7x6 leader, 3x attack with fire and water matched, 3x attack and a shield when 8+ combos are matched. So she is basically like Diablos in her leader skill. Now here's a few caveats. First things first, her multiplier is 0.5 higher. It is the same as Academy Uruka, who is another comparable Diablos substitute, except same multiplier. She also gets a shield, so kind of like Diablos. Diablos has guard break, she does not, so that's one downside. You have to match fire and water, which is harder than Diablos because Diablos doesn't need any different colors, but it's easier than Academy Uruka, who needs like 4 or 5 colors, I think. So I think she's actually would be a better pairing with Trelo than Diablos is, just because she also is fire type, so she will get the stat boost that Trelo has to offer, which is nice, and Diablos does not get that. She will also be a significant damage contributor to a Trelo team. Now, unfortunately for my Trelo team, it means I have to run some other assists that do include water. You know, Nohime still works, Uranus still works because their actives make water. You could also, if you're running other stuff, other things you could run on a Trelo team, Erd will work for her. Or not even a Trelo team, but just other teams. You can run an Erd board change, you could run Mori Motonari. Is the blue-red guy from that Pantheon. Who else could you run? You could run the Weld assist equip. A lot of those are all things that could work. Yeah, anything that includes blue and red, which is usually a relatively uncommon current meta-wise to have mostly blue and red orbs. Haku will work, you know, Lumia will work. All the board changes work. So she's very exciting. Now, the thing with her is, even if you don't roll her, if you're going to roll this collab and you don't roll her, you can still benefit from her. Just like everyone here can benefit from our Diablos friends. You can benefit from her too, because you don't want to pair her with yourself, pair her with something like Trelo, or even Anubis if you want to. Someone who benefits from hella combos or a bigger board, who, you know, maybe needs the blue or red subtype or doesn't. So, very exciting. She's probably going to be either SS tier or S tier. Probably a little lower than, probably S tier. Well, by usage, I bet she'll be SS tier because people will be clamoring to use her. So, her assist equip, we're not going to talk about because, I mean, actually, you know what? It's not the worst. So, if you're really rich and you have a Diablos already or something, and like, I don't really need this girl, you could make her into this. She's, I believe, the first weapon assist that does confer cloud resist. So, if you have her and you don't like your Odin Dragon or don't have Odin Dragon and you need a UBBC, Unbindable Bind Clear, you can assist her onto something and get cloud resist. So, assistable Odin Dragon inherit, 7x6, strong leader. What else is there? Cloud resist if you want it, 10 combo, unbindable. She could be used as a variety of things. You can even use her as a sub if you want to, although I think that's her weakest point, is as a sub. Not that it's bad, it's still better than a double 7, but you still have to get 10 combos, which is, you can only use it with a 7x6. So she's probably the strongest as a leader, as an assist, maybe as a weapon assist. Or weapon assist and I guess assist are the same thing. So very exciting, probably the #1 chase card here. Lastly, in the 6 stars, we have our 4th 6-star, which is Vraska. She is a Wood Dark monster, taking a look at her awakenings here, we see another unbindable. So 3 out of the 4 6-stars we have are unbindable. She is double SBR, which is interesting, 2 skill boosts, which is a moderate amount, more than 1, which is average. And she is a double 7 fall attacker, which is very nice to have. Other double 7 fall attackers include Cotton, Amatsu. Can't think of any others right now for some reason, because I just use Amatsu all the time. I actually find double 7 fall attackers to be one of the best things in the game, especially if it's unbindable. I think most of them are unbindable. It's very handy to have because it confers both the FUA and the damage. So she is actually one of the more boring ones. Not that she's not good. She's actually my second most wanted card from this collab for me. My order of wanted cards is blue-red. I can't remember what it is. Blue-red girl with 7x6. This Medusa-y girl. And then that dark thing. And then lastly that light guy. The dark guy with a Noob's level multiplier. And then the light guy. Because what she has to offer is pretty standard meta-wise. Like, it's nothing that interesting. But it's very solid and very good. Like double 7... Let's take a look at her active skill. Active skill is, first of all, for 3 turns, it's 2 times recovery. That plays into her leader skill. So you get a recovery boost, as well as unlock all orbs and change all orbs to wood, dark, and heal. So we have a, what style is this? Ishida Mitsunari style board change / an Oichi style board change with some added benefits like more recovery and orb unlock. Which is a pretty solid active. Like, you could just inherit her, like, just with that alone, you could put her on a Green Sonya as an inherit, Green Sonya team as an inherit, and she'll be useful. Or a Kami Masui team, or like a Nergigante team or something. But, in addition to that, she does have double 7, so you can use her as a sub on some of those teams. Let's talk about her leader skill first. So, as a leader, 2x HP and 4x times wooded attribute. 2x HP on one monster is a lot. That means it's a Rushana level HP multiplier. And if you, it's unconditional just if you're wood. So you want to run wood subs with her. Increased orb movement time by 2 seconds. Nice. 3x when attacking with wood and dark. So she plays a little bit like Green Sonya, but / Kamimusui. But she has no shield. All she has is an HP multiplier and attack multiplier. No recovery, no shield. But I feel like she's actually still pretty strong. Her multiplier is times 144 because it's times 12. So with double of her is times 144, which might not seem like a lot to you, but it's the same level as like an Ed multiplier, Edward Elric multiplier, Nergigante multiplier, which are all tiered subs, SS tier, S tier. So she should fit in with those guys really well, especially because she also gives plus 2 seconds, which is like 4 fingers. So with 2 of her, you can have 4 fingers and 4x HP. So in setting a taking team, if you ran 2 of her, I would maybe recommend running a Mel. You can also pop her to give yourself her active to give you 2x recovery, which is nice-ish, I guess. It'll be a little hard still with just her active to heal to full, probably, depending on your subs. But it's actually, you could run Mel, even though Mel's off-color. People run Realm Rushana on Rushana teams just to heal up. So much talking, but I think she actually has some interesting potential. Now, there's no tier lists or no interesting, like, teams for her yet in JP, because they haven't received her yet. There might be some stuff on Game 8, but I think she can actually do some pretty good leader pairings with other leaders that are not her. I kind of like having moderate amounts of all things, like having a shield, HP, recovery, time, like having a mix of all those compared to, like, stacking on one thing in the leader skill. So things you could pair with that would work well, I think, in badatpad's brain is Kamimusubi, who, same activation requirements, match wood and dark, no type requirements. You got a shield, and you have an HP conditional multiplier, and your attack will be higher than with double of this girl. So you compare with Kamimusubi, maybe. The high HP will benefit Kami, because it'll be easier to stay in your threshold. The shield will benefit this girl from preempts. You could pair with Nergigante, probably. It's a little bit awkward. You have to do 501E and of like a dark and probably like a wood. Like, you have to have, there's the 2 colors and a 501E. But it should give some bulk to that team, and that team should give, again, some shielding to this team. The multiplier will be the same. So you have a few options, few different options. I think she's a very solid unit overall. If I got her, I'd use her as a leader. Because I don't have many teams she would fit on well as a sub. I mean, she would fit fine on a Noob's team, but I don't use a Noob's Diablos that much currently. And unfortunately, she will not work as a sub for Green Sonya. So, again, this is my second card that I would want to have. So let's move to the 5 stars. Let's actually go from the top down. Oh, let's talk about her assist. Sorry, I didn't talk about her assist. Her assist is not that interesting. Confers a skill boost, which I think is good for some builds, like the Riku tournament build. The combo-based teams needed skill boost assist. So kind of like Nergigante, she provides a skill boost. The darkness is like, don't really care about that. Moving on, starting from the 5 stars, we have Nisa Ravane, who has a lot of awakenings for a 5 star. If you need a healer, this is your healer. She can, with 1 heart row, she can heal 9 turns of bind recovery, and she'll heal passively every turn. So this is the cleric of clerics. I guess you could inherit freaking Odin on her, or like, I don't know, Joyra on her if you really want a UVBC. So her active is 4 stack for wood for 1 turn. So like a Batches, she's actually, that's not bad. It's like Batches but a little bit worse. 4x stack still a lot though. Leader skill is probably nothing interesting. 5x stack, yeah, not that interesting. Kind of like an old Mir style actually, but you need more hearts. So leader skill not that good, but not the worst sub if you really need a wood healer for something. This is your girl. Unfortunately, confers no fingers and no skill boost, but at least she has an SPR. Next we have Chandra Nalar. She's someone who has to do with Magic the Gathering in some significant way, I think. We have a 7 combo and double L unlock. Fortunately, no SPR and no finger. Active is a gravity, true gravity of 10%, and she makes fire. That's okay. It's not amazing. Times 8 connected fire. She's okay. I wouldn't care about her. Liliana Vess. Liliana Vess actually has a little bit of hype that I was seeing on Reddit from her active skill. First of all, she is a row-based sub, so if you're running a dark row team like Shishio, you could use her. Or Shishio's not row, I guess Shishio is L's, but if you're running a Shishio farm team, you could use her and using wood or dark as your swipe. Inflict damage equal to 50x of team's dark attack to all enemies. Change top row to dark. Lock dark orbs. So she's actually a pretty strong button if you have a team full of dark ideals, for instance, which is probably the highest that a button could be, or a highest dark stats. Dark ideal is this much. Is the music still playing? Yeah, it's still playing. Let me actually put the music back to the beginning. So dark ideals is this much tech. If you for some reason happen to have a team of full dark ideals, you will have this much tech. 21k. That times 50 will be the strength of her button, so you can get 1,000,000 strength button out of her if you wanted to run it like that, which is a little bit insane. So she's actually a pretty strong button again. That's, I think, her main use. Her leader skill is boring. Let's not talk about that, but pretty good button in here. Berkidios, like, maybe you can get higher, but also maybe might not. Depending on your firing build, she should be a pretty good button. That's all I'm saying. Next we have Jace Beleren, who my friend told me is a planeswalker who is OP at some point in Magic the Gathering. He has 3 fingers, cool, and a 7 combo, so he's a kind of budget-y, like, finger stick slash can do a little bit of damage if you're starting out at nothing else. No other 7 combos. This could be your guy. He will help you out by being able to match early game, probably, if you Tamatra him for his fingers. He looks really cool, actually. He looks kind of like a Robin, like a blue Robin for some reason. Or like Nightwing. Is that what his name was? Robin? I don't know. So, active. Delay enemies for 1 turn and lethally poison all enemies. Very similar to a Rathian. So he's kind of like a Rathian style active skill, which combines delay and poison into 1. Leader skill is boring. Let's not talk about it. Gideon Jura has a lot of awakenings for a 5 star. He has a whopping 9. A lot of random resists, I guess. But although if you put him on your team, you'll be resisting the primary colors by 10%, which is not the worst, just by having him. I guess if you run 6 of him, you can reduce all your damage by 60% from those colors. So he has a shield. It doesn't say how much shield. It just says reduces damage. Maybe a 50% shield then? I don't know. I can't tell. Increase combo count by 1 for 3 turns. That could be pretty good on, like, for instance, the Bigfoot dungeon that I just ran, like, where you have that stupid line thing there for, like, the whole time, and you need more combos. That could help you out. Leader skill, 5x attack, 8x. So he's a resolve type leader, kind of like Orochi. He's actually a relatively strong one. I don't remember what Orochi's is, but 8x attack seems to be pretty high for a resolve style leader. So pretty good. Pretty good resolve style leader, actually. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Let me look up Orochi's resolve. Just so you can see it. Orochi's multiplier is gonna show up soon, hopefully. Oops. Orochi. Orochi's multiplier is ×5. So, and this guy's is more HP conditional. So if you get knocked down to resolve, you can maybe kill things, and then heal back up, hopefully. Next we have a few more. Sarah Angel, which is 5-star, remove ore blocks. TPA is boring. She's pretty though. Remove ore blocks, change wood, jam, or poison to light. So a hazard clear to light. Leader skill is not anything interesting. Not the most interesting. Probably similar in usage to like Simi and them, Orb Unlock, and then some colors. But she does not make hearts. She does not remove hearts, but she does not make hearts. And that's one of the most interesting things when a... Which I guess is the same as, you know, Simi and them. It's a lot of... I was going to eat something. I have these fruits. Snacks that I want to eat. But someone said not to eat on camera, so I'm not going to because it bothers them, and I'm here to listen. A lot of single orb change or orb changes, orb converters tend to remove hearts, so it's cool she does not. Shivan Dragon, very similar to Shiva Dragon, except no one uses Shiva Dragon as a actual monster, so you won't be confusing it that much. Double red, cool. Double devil killers. So like if you don't have a Mito, you can throw this on your team. It is red if you need the colors or you don't have Giselle. Here's your guy. The number of devil machine killers, I do not know that. Maybe Hamal might be one. I actually don't know if Hamal's devil machine. But if that exists, this will be getting pretty good damage against it. It is a Balboa style active. Reduce defense to 0 and 3 attack for dragon. So not a bad active. Again, I have not that many of those. I recently got Ishtar, who is a Balboa style. 13 turns. I actually don't know what Balboa's cooldown is, but I feel like this is longer than Balboa's cooldown, so there's that. Leader skill is not interesting. So that's it for all of those guys. We also have some farmables, which I want to go over, which I actually have not looked at yet. So we have dungeon drops. We have Demon Lord Belenzlock. Belzenlock. Ooh, Machine Killer and an Evo Killer for some reason. Active. Increase poison skyfalls. Poison meta. Way worse than... Oh god, no poison meta for me, please. Jammer meta all the way. If any... Not all the way, but if anything, why not run Jammer meta? Well, let's take a look at his leader skill. He makes poisons, and I'm assuming it helps his own leader skill. Otherwise, there'd be no good reason to do that. 2.5x Devils 4x. He's at ×100 and oh cool, half attack. Okay, he's trash. Why do you want to half your own attack? Oops. Why the image open? No, you're bad. I don't want to use you. 6+ combos, half attack and reduce damage. That's so silly. Oh my god, you're so bad. I'm not using you. Navigator's Compass. I'm assuming it can be assisted for something because I don't know why they would. Oh, it's the weather. It becomes weather light. I think it makes this. Okay. Active haste. Let's just take a look at this guy. The weather light. Leader skill. Okay. Haste. Active haste by 1 to 3 turns. So it's a random haste at 15 turns. I guess it's 15 because you could have 3-turn haste. I don't know. That's not that useful, in my opinion. He gives you orb enhance. Cool. Random. If it was all one color, that'd be amazing. I guess this could benefit a rainbow team in a marginal way, but a very, very marginal way. Leader skill. Unit can't be placed on team. Unit cannot have latent awakenings. I guess they don't want you to put this on your team for some reason. I don't know why. Other assists, I think you can actually use them. Weapon assists you can put on your team. It's not like he's particularly good for anything. I don't know, maybe they just really wanted to preserve that for some reason. Anyways, one of the last things to note is 6 stars, you do need to evolve them, which is a little bit sad, but I guess it's okay. Yeah. So I think that'll be it. Let's actually check back on Facebook, see if by any chance the posting, oops, don't look at all my friends and stuff. Yes, we can see how many stones it is. Perfect. So let's talk about this thing. Oh, there also is a trading post, but no one knows the trades yet because it's not out of Japan yet. Let's continue. Runs for 2 weeks. Cool. New assists, blah, blah, blah. Egg machine. So does not say anything about stones, which means it's going to be 5 stone, which means it's going to be such bad rates. It's going to be 10% chance of a diamond. Ugh, my heart. God, it's gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt little me who's trying to be an NIEP here. You get a free roll. I'll probably buy the $1 roll too and roll blah 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 blah. We already went over this stuff. So here's the full list of things. We have 4 6 stars and 7 5 stars. I already told you what I want to get, what I'm aiming to get. We'll go over that in the end. There's a dungeon. Cool. Oh, it's multiplayer too, so we can farm a multiplayer, so maybe we can play that together at some point. I don't know. Monster exchange doesn't say what you can trade. Let's see. So you can trade for this 6 stars, makes sense. And you can also trade the cards for skill up materials, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. This event was supposed to come after the Super Godfest. Oh yeah, that is true. So, that is MTG. Now, last things. What I'm excited for, Blue Red Girl. I'd love to have her, but you don't need to have her to use her. I'm just greedy and I want to have her. Next, I'm interested in the Green Dark 77 FUA Girl. Next, that interesting leader. I don't have an amend, so that will probably be my form of fun, weird leader to try using in dungeons. And lastly, Karn. I know 777 is strong, but light already, like I said, I prefer to have other things besides 777, like 7 combos and then something else like Fall Protect. And I don't have the main themes you would use him for. If you have an Ed, you kind of want him. If you don't have my deal, that would work pretty well. I really want to eat this fruit. Now, questions. Should you roll in this event? If you're new, probably not. Generally, you want to roll. If you're new to the game, you probably want to roll in Godfest, normal Godfest, because you need normal monsters. A lot of the 5 stars here is not that useful. 10% chance of getting something good, not that good. In a Godfest, 24% of getting a diamond. That's better. If you are an endgame like me, maybe. Compared to Yu Hakusho, I want to say the 6 stars in here have much more interest. They're much better overall. All 4 of them are actually at least A rank, I think, or probably A to S rank subs, or leaders. They're all actually usable leaders and relatively strong. Karn is not an amazing leader, but like he's okay. They're all usable as subs and leaders, and to a pretty high degree compared to stuff like Yu Hakusho, where no one really uses Hiei, Kurama, Ryzen. Everyone uses Yusuke, but doesn't use the other things. And same with Fullmetal Alchemist. People use like Ed and Alphonse and like no one else from the 6 stars. So better in that sense. It's probably gonna be 10% rates of a diamond, just so you know. So those are your chances. And also if you're a big fan of the collab, you should roll because you know you're a fan of Magic the Gathering. Now, should you trade for anything? Not knowing the trading post stuff, I still want to say no, you should not trade. I don't believe you should trade for anything that is any less good than Yusuke or Edward Elric, especially because we have not had a Super Godfest in a while, so we have not been able to stock up on 6-star GFEs. Because most of the things in here are replicatable or not necessary. So, like the wood, like for instance, Joyra, you can use someone else's Joyra. You can, if you needed a UEBC, just run Odin Dragon. You can buy that from the MB shop. You do not need to trade your stuff for her, unless you know, of course, if you really like them, maybe you can trade, but from a usage standpoint, don't need to trade for Joyra, because she benefits most using a friends and some other leader with a strong multiplier as a leader. The wood girl, like if you have Kan, it probably will suffice for you. Nergigante is probably good for you, like as a 7. Well, Nergigante isn't 7, but you know, like you can use Kan, Amatsu, blah 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 blah. The uses as a actual fall attacker that I can think of for this girl have other things you could use in place of them. Like you could use Wood or Dark Cotton on a Kami Musubi team. Norigante you don't need because he's follow-up attack. You can't even use her as a sub for Green Sonya. She's best as a leader, I think, in my opinion, as a sub for like combo-based teams. But like if you're running a combo-based team, you can just use like Amatsu or something, or Cotton again. There are other things, but the point is there are other things you could run with Sayatsu. For her active skill, it's actually like there's a lot of things that have the active skill. Oichi, Mori Motonari, Green Nei, a lot of things have that type of active skill. So, and for maybe, and then what should I say, they're trading. Like you don't really need the dark guy. Like he's not gonna be like wow, like let's use him all the time because he's kind of hard to use. You want to use him if you want to have fun. And then he's also not even unbindable, so it's hard to use as a leader. The light guy again, like light has so many strong double triple sevens. Like you could even use Ife. Ife counts as a light monster with 777. Tachibana is good enough. Like again, I already mentioned I prefer having power plus something else on his sub, not just the power. Also, he makes jammers, so he's not usable for some other teams, or maybe not preferred as a leader. So, should you trade? I would not trade. If I had the GFEs, I probably wouldn't trade. If I had to trade for something, it would be because I'm greedy and want Joyra, but you really don't need to trade for her. Like, you don't need to trade for her. I would roll for her, but not trade. Sorry, I'm doing something right now. I'm doing something. I'm recording a video.
Get something done?
In a little bit. But let me know if you're gonna roll in this collab, or if you're gonna trade this collab, or if there's any one monster you want to roll for this collab. Sorry, guys, I'm just like in another place because my dad walked in. Yeah, so this is relatively exciting compared to Persona. I think a lot of these leaders would place on Japan's tier list as well as leaders. None of them are probably as strong as like the one leader that's really good from Persona is the blue-yellow one. None of these leaders I think are quite as good as him, except for Joyra, who is good for different reasons. I don't want to count her because she's 7x6. As a conventional leader, that blue-yellow Yuki, or what's his name? I can't remember his name. Anyways, pretty good collab. It rivals Persona in its goodness. I'm just more of a Persona fan. So I was waiting for Persona because I would have rolled about the same actually. There's 3 diamonds in there that I want. Same with here. There's 3 diamonds in here I would want. So I would have probably rolled in the same amount. So you still get your roll video that I'm going to make for you guys. So anyways, I think that's it. Again, let me know if you're excited for this collab, what you're going to roll, how much you're going to roll. And I will see you tomorrow on stream because there's going to be a stream tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.